Hello everyone, and welcome to Generi-Cast, Episode 0. This is just a test podcast recording to see how it turns out. This is not representative of any future product, so listen at your own risk. In Generi-Cast, we'll go over random content such as games we've been playing, like every other podcast, hence Generi-Cast, the most generic podcast ever. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 0 of Generi-Cast. My name is Operian, joined by my co-host
Space Monkey 9288. I add the number in just for the sake of it.
Well, I'm sure it annoys some people because they keep having to say 9288 after they say Space Monkey.
Well, yeah.
So, Space Monkey, what have you been playing lately?
Recently, I've been playing Star Drive and X3 as well as, sort of the stars in the pit, the stuff.
So all the stuff you've been doing for your channel?
Yeah, pretty much. And Star Drive, so that's, that's different.
I've actually been playing Star Drive as well. It just came out on open beta, and, well, we both have access to that open beta.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm just sitting there now looking at it like, ooh, I'm so tempted to play it now.
Okay, what are your opinions on Star Drive?
I like it, but personally, it's because it's mainly a beta, but it keeps... Beta? It keeps stuttering, like, every 10 minutes. It kind of freezes up, and then it's like... So if you crash?
Yeah, I've noticed it does seem to have a lot of frame rate issues, and does hang up. It's not quite optimized, but beta is beta, or it is technically correct to say beta is beta.
Yeah. Beta bug.
For those of you who don't know, Star Drive is kind of a mishmash between a 4X strategy game and a real-time strategy.
If you want a kind of comparison, I'd say kind of Sins of a Solar Empire, but more on a kind of flat surface where you can actually decide where to go instead of using star lanes.
Sins of a Solar Empire meets Endless Space?
Kind of to a degree, but you still got star lines and that.
Oh, until you research far enough, then you're fine.
Well, yeah, I would say more Sword of the Stars, though, because if you go certain races, you can just cut across. Nah.
Well, as for what I've been playing, I've been pretty much playing XCOM Enemy Unknown, Awesome Knots, X3 Albion Prelude, pretty much everything for the channel, as well as SimCity. I can't believe I actually got in to be able to play SimCity, considering how knackered the servers were.
DRM to that degree. Oh dear.
It is a fun game, and early on it does seem like they nerfed it heavily, but once you start getting into it, you're struggling to find every ounce of space in order to just plop down a single house.
Well, yeah, but there's also the fact that it's like online DRM all the time. I've never played it yet, but just the sound of it sounds a bit irksome, especially when you complete a mission, then your money doesn't come in because the servers were off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, last night I was actually playing, and I lost connection. My modem decided to go, well, off. Who knows what it decided to do. But up in the top left, the only thing that happened is it's like, we can't contact the servers, but you can still play. So their entire reason of, we simulate everything on our servers, and that's why it's always online, seems to be quite bullcrap. Then again, that falls into the whole story of the guy who hacked the game to run completely offline. The only thing he couldn't do was save the game.
So it's already been cracked.
Yes, it's already been cracked, but as I said, though, the guy was not able to save the game. That still requires connection to the cloud server.
Yeah, but that'll be quickly found. They'll quickly find a way of save stating, for example.
Yeah, server simulation, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there was also the rumor floating around that EA would release offline mode as an apology, but that's still just a rumor.
If they do that, I might contemplate getting it when I get money. But that's probably quite a bit down the line.
Agreed. What?
But
Eh,
right now it's kind of like, because I've never actually played any of the other SimCity, so it would be kind of a whim, if you know what I mean. Like that does look quite good. I think I'll try it, type thing.
well, it is fun. I will give them that. However, there seems to be some interesting, I guess you would call them simulation issues.
Hmm.
And they keep going, oh, you can follow a sim throughout their entire day. And it turns out that if you follow a sim through their entire day, they will leave their house in the morning and go to the closest available job. They will leave their job in the afternoon and go to the closest available home. Sims don't keep their houses or jobs, they just go wherever's closest, which is freaking hilarious to me.
It's a shared community. Communism.
You can also have high density streets that extend, can support multiple lanes of traffic, have streetcars on them and everything. But if there is even just a dirt road that is a slightly shorter distance, the Sims will rather take that dirt road and cause a traffic jam on that dirt road.
Why?
Even though it's not that fuel efficient, and let's face it, the dirt road is one lane. And you have this 4 lane high density avenue sitting over here, and they are ignoring it like it doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting there like, why the hell are they ignoring it? You don't go as the crow flies, you go the fastest route and the most fuel efficient.
Yeah, we don't fly, so as the crow flies is completely useless for us, especially in a city.
Yeah, but you could always drive over buildings, can't you? I don't see the problem in physics and gravity manipulation there. Oh wait, we're not Marugi yet. Ah, damn.
Yeah, we can't do that yet. I think
Damn!
my biggest complaint, I got the digital deluxe edition, so I got the French police station, the double-decker buses, and the German high-speed train.
Hmm.
Which, let's face it, the double-decker buses hold more Sims, and therefore they're better. The high-speed train travels faster, so it's better. And the French police station, while their sirens are annoying as heck, they work better, even though they're tinier cars. Go figure. So
Hmm.
you actually do gain an advantage for getting the digital deluxe edition over the standard edition. I'm sorry, limited edition.
With big sarcastic finger marks.
Yeah, I did air quotes.
Yeah, it's limited. Hmm. I'm not so sure what to think of that. It's more a pre-order bonus thing than anything else, so that's something that's likely not to go away for a while.
Oh, speaking of pre-order bonus is the Hero and Villain set, where you have Maxis Man and Dr. Vu, I believe it is. Vu being VU. I keep getting
Hmm.
constantly bothered. Oh, build Maxis Man Manor, and he'll fight crime, or build Vu Tower, and it will produce criminals. It's like,
Hmm.
okay, for him to fight crime, I have to pay him money. And if I build the tower, sure, I'll get more tourists, but I have more criminals.
Damn, he's a lazy bloody thingy superhero, isn't he?
Oh yeah, I
Oh
have to,
yes, you're a superhero. Well, pay me money
I have to
first.
pay,
Can't be
pay him
arsed.
500 simoleons just to save the injured.
He's kind of like one of those smoking superheroes in the corners. Like, I'm not going to do anything for the children. What? They're dying. Tough shit. Pay me. Okay, now I'll do it. Hi, little child. How are you? It's like, what?
I will save you by punting you out the window.
Yes! Cancer shall not kill you.
Oh,
Touchy.
what's even greater is I was building high density streets to upgrade my factories so they become high density factories. And then you start getting hazmat fires, which instead of being like a normal fire, they take longer to be put out unless you have special hazmat trucks. In order to get special hazmat trucks, you have to have the large fire station. And in order to build the hazmat garages, you need a university with a department of engineering. So you're punished for going high density on your factories pretty fast.
Hmm.
And not to mention, there are issues where I had deleted one road and there was only one building attached to it that was abandoned. So that building was destroyed. Second I deleted that road, I started losing 2,000 simoleons per hour.
But from a Fingway Road that has no connections to it that are valid.
It had nothing on it but one little dinky building that was abandoned.
Hmm.
I got rid of the road because I needed to expand my garbage dump.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out where the hell this money's gone. It's just like, oh yes, by the way, we're not paying you more. What? Why?
Well, what
Eh.
also amazes me is the city I founded is in a oil district, so it produces oil. Go figure.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, I plopped down a petroleum HQ, which is required in order to produce trading. Since I don't have trading depots,
Mm-hmm.
let me rephrase that. I have trading depots, but I don't have the department that allows me to build the freight dock. So, in order to get the freight dock, I have to build the commerce department onto the petroleum HQ. In order to get the commerce department, I need to upgrade the petroleum HQ. And in order to upgrade the petroleum headquarters, HQ, whatever you want to call it, I need to make so much profit off of oil in one day. I can only
So,
get a third of the way there, and I am pumping the max amount of oil possible.
what if you upgrade your pumps?
You can't. They're just pump jacks. You can place more, and I have the
Hmm.
max amount on the highest density of oil possible. It's like
Okay.
they want you to build multiple pumps.
Stations.
Yeah, multiple pumping stations. Because you have the base pumping station, the actual oil well, and then you
Mm-hmm.
have to build the pump jacks in order to get more oil. Only problem
Okay.
is there is never enough uh, oil in any region that I have seen to warrant building more than one well. Yes, I can build a service road out here and add a pump jack to this oil spot, but if I try to build an oil well on it, I'm going to be wasting more money than I'm gaining from that oil.
So you can't upgrade it at all.
No, I can upgrade it. I can throw, like I said, I can throw more pump stacks. I can throw delivery trucks on.
Hmm.
But building a second oil well would not grant me any more production and would actually cost me more to maintain. Not to mention the initial cost of building.
Hmm.
Okay,
That's what?
I think they've heard me complain enough about SimCity and everyone else in the YouTube land complaining about SimCity.
I know, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, here we go again. Oh dear.
I'd give it a glowing endorsement, but there are too many small things.
Yeah.
So, Space Monkey, why don't you go over what you've been playing? Uh, I know you've been uploading a lot of the Pit videos. Why don't you give us your impressions on the Pit?
I really like it. It's one of my first roguelikes, I've got to be honest. So it's kind of it's got a strange atmosphere. It's actually more tense than you'd imagine because it's turn-based. You're just sitting there going, ah, well, it's turn-based. I'll just kind of lay back and play it, just like Sword of the Stars. And it's like, shit, there's growling. What the fuck was that? Come in a door and you're actually sitting there paranoid, trying to make sure that you can see everything inside the room before you actually go inside it.
Yeah, from what little I have played of the Pit, I think the furthest I made it was floor 11, but that was on normal difficulty, so I don't know if that should be counted.
Yeah, trying hard.
Oh, I did a one video for Tuesday on Insane, and
Yeah.
that was ridiculous. I had the entire floor come after me.
Yes, it does get quite mad, gotta be honest. Oh, sorry,
Madness,
just moving the chair. This is madness!
madness.
This is Sword of the Stars Pit.
Wow, I don't think I've heard anyone do the whole madness. This is Sparta spoof in forever.
Yeah, it's been a while, but hey. But yeah, it was actually a real dick when I came to the thing armor cases. Oh, I'm sitting there like, ah, finally I can actually get some decent armor. Nope, we've got some Prothean with Tarkar living steel.
Oh, the yeah, duplicoid or whatever it's called.
I think it's Replicoid or something.
Okay, all I know is it's annoying, and all the
Yeah,
Protheans are do acid damage, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, anything that bubbles, I want to keep at a range. I've got to be honest.
I like the
It's like,
auto pistol. I just wish that I didn't always have to fire two shots out of the thing.
well, yeah, true. It's kind of like pointless personally, but I can see sometimes the use in it. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see the use in it. Sometimes I like the fact that it fires two shots because it kills usually whatever I'm pointing at. Like a small protean will always die to two shots, at least
Hmm.
in my experience.
But you've also got to think of the fact that they're trying to simulate the fact that you've just fired two shots out of the pistol without firing one, seeing if it's dead, then firing again.
Yeah, that's true. It should be more like a toggle, in my opinion.
Well, I guess so you can have a kind of benefit risk
And
there.
then we also have the assault rifle, which it has a 3 round burst mode.
Yeah, I just kind
Well,
of
I
use that as
wouldn't
a
say
panic
mode.
button.
I would say it's always 3 round burst.
Yeah, it's like the FAMAS if you want to go that way about it, and sitting there like, it's just the most popular reference, and I'm like, at any time you go, yes, it fires a 3 round burst, it's like, what, like FAMAS? And it's like,
Well, there are plenty of guns in real life
oh,
that fire a three
fine.
round burst. But
Yeah,
what
the
annoyed me
M16 and all
about
that.
it, though, is the fact that the burst itself uses 5 bullets.
Does it?
Yeah, I've actually noticed it always uses 5 rounds from your clip, so it usually comes down to what's the point?
Yeah, why not give me 5 shots? I've got to be honest, I never actually noticed that.
Well,
Her-
I tend to use the actual assault rifle very rarely. And in
Mhm.
my one Marine playthrough, I did get a laser carbine, which my character could
Hmm.
not hit the broadside of a barn with.
That sounds interesting. I can't wait to actually get down that low then.
I think I got it about
Hmm.
level 9.
Alright, so I've got quite a bit to go. I think I'm floor 7 now. Hmm. So yeah, I've got quite a bit to go, I believe. One minute, I'll just open up a Word document, see if it tells me roughly where I am. The last time I marked anything was at floor 4. So take that for what it's worth, I guess.
Can't you only backtrack so far before your character goes gertarded?
Yeah, I kind of noticed that. I was like, you know what? I'll sit there and I'll go down till I can actually level up enough to go to that computer console on floor 2. Then I get down to like floor 6 or 7, and then it's like, right, let's go work our way back up. What? Suddenly the ladders are broken or something?
Yeah,
But
that's what
you
it seems
can't
like
climb up,
sometimes.
your limbs are broke? Did someone just randomly hit your limbs with a hammer on the way to the second ladder? It's like,
Alright, on that note, we're going to go ahead and take a little break. We will be right back. This has been Genericast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Generi-Cast.
yay, welcome back. He's
Uh,
Mozart.
we've talked about pretty much all the games we've been playing, and I think
Apart
we
from
should
Star
go.
Drive, we
Well,
kind of glazed over Star Drive.
that's what I was just about to say. Is I think we should go more depth into Star Drive and you know
Oops.
beta this podcast up.
Better
That
this. Better drive.
all right. So we've already given our first impressions of it and what it essentially is. What is your favorite feature of Star Drive?
Hmm. It's kind of tough to say that, but currently I've liked the races that do actually seem quite diverse, if you know what I mean.
Well, what's
Don't
your
all
favorite
seem to be
race?
just. Currently, I've only really done humans, but I've liked the populace and their um, sonar sonar board, and the thingy, the Kaldrathi Shogunate, which is a kind of weird blend between bears and shoguns, which I've never quite understood how they've actually managed to work anything without thumbs.
I think my favorite race in terms of looks would have to be the owl things. I don't know what you would call
Hmm.
them.
The cat.
The
Was it not
whatever
the
collective.
Kaldrathi collective?
Wanted to say
Kaldrathi was it?
Kaldari Collective, but
Kaldari.
Kaldari is a faction from EVE Online, so I don't think that's right.
Well, it's saying that the Kilrathi is a race of warrior cats, if I remember right, from what's that game called? Wing Commander.
I honestly couldn't tell you right now because it escapes me. I think my favorite portion of the game so far would have to be the art assets. The art assets are just simply amazing looking.
Hmm. I just had to look it up. It is actually what it is, what I was thinking. But yeah, the art seems quite incredible. They actually done this weird kind of 2D background with a 3D sprite with kind of 3D atmosphere around them.
It's parallaxed, where the background scrolls at a different rate as the foreground.
Ah, okay.
And they seem to
That's what
layer,
it is.
they layer it and they have them scroll at different speeds, so it looks like it has more depth.
Hmm. It's also quite interesting because the music and the actual design of the creatures gives you a lot of feel because the one sitting on the chair, the hollow chair, I can't remember the name of them, they seem very secretive and paranoid, if you know what I mean, and the music kind of tells that they've got a regal approach to them.
Yeah, and then we have the plant people, the polyps, I believe it
Populous.
was. Populous.
Populous, I think it is.
Huh. They always are. They're the pacifist race. Let's face it. They're the hippies of
Yeah.
this universe.
Well, who wouldn't when they're thing with a cannabis plant on their own?
Would it be cannibalism if you smoked a plant of your own species?
Hmm. This is slightly moral questions.
Well, I don't think we should bother getting too far into that now.
Hmm. It might be a bit dangerous territory.
Only a bit.
Eh, I guess because we've not really got a situation like that here.
I guess that's not really a feature I labeled, but I think my favorite mechanic would have to be the ship customization.
Yeah, it's kind of what's that other game that's had that?
Um,
Oh,
I know. Galactic Civilizations allowed you to customize the looks as well as throw on weapons and extra engines.
yeah, but there's something else that had that very same kind of construction thing. Star
The
Commander or something. Oh, Star
some
Ruler.
Star
Star
Ruler.
Ruler had that same kind of thing, where the actual design of the ship mattered.
I actually have that game as well. I just haven't played it much. Isn't it still in beta or alpha or some form of testing?
I don't know. I've got to be honest. Never played it that much. I just kind of watched it
Right now, it's just
being
sitting on
played.
my hard drive, and I don't bother touching it.
It's not the plague, honestly.
Well, it's customizable. It's a top-down grid. What always annoys me is that the ships that the computer has built, the built-in designs, I should say, I
Hmm.
bet they were designed by a human. The
Yeah.
cockpit is never wired up to power, and it always seems to waste some space.
Well, yeah.
Uh,
The
usually, what
cargo.
I
Sorry.
usually what I end up doing is like on the transport ships, for example, they have all the power production near the back, near the engine, where it usually is in sci-fi ships.
Hmm.
Then they have the cockpit on the nose
All the way at the front. Yeah.
with no power, since you have to run power conduits to the actual parts that use them.
Hmm.
So what I usually end up doing is switching out one of the cargo containers near the back for the cockpit and replacing the cockpit up front with a cargo container.
Yeah, I've just come to kind of ignoring it because I don't think it really does anything.
I
I
don't
could be
know.
wrong with
I
that.
just like things to be powered.
I just like the power of everything. But I've just kind of left it because it's like, if it works, then to hell with it. Have fun. Go away and play. Just leave me alone. Let me deal with the empire.
Research
You can
also takes forever, especially
Yeah.
at the lower levels. That's usually because you only have one planet, and it produces barely anything. And then you colonize on another world, and it takes forever to say, for example, if you land on a barren world, it takes forever to research biospheres. And
Yeah,
then they
but
can't
what I'd
grow
suggest.
food, so you have to ship food to them, and it just becomes a hassle.
Yeah. What I'd kind of suggest you do is get like smart and huge planet. I mean, then you can actually get a lot of resources out of it.
Right, under the race customization, yes?
Yeah, under that, because it's normally quite a good thing just to do in general, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But in saying that, there is quite a bit of different places you can grab. So, six and a half a dozen. Because if you go for something like Poor Planet, then you can just get the ones around you
Yep.
and kind of compensate that way. But
I've also noticed that they have been putting out updates quite frequently, but they have had to roll back just due to simple programming bugs that pretty much caused more problems than they solved.
hmm, got to be honest, I didn't notice that one. But one thing that has bugged me, and I wish they fix it, is when you actually play the game, it always appears on my second monitor. I'd actually like to put it on my main monitor that I use basically everything else. I know it's a television, but still.
Is it a 1080p TV?
Yeah, it's a 1080p TV. It's also a 1080p monitor, but the monitor's a bit smaller than the television. I think the
I
television is 21 inch.
I have two monitors. I have a 1920 by 1080 and a 1400 by 1050. But we're here to talk about Star Drive, not my monitors, not your monitors. Other
Yeah,
than the
but
fact
it's
that it's a problem that you can't get it on your main monitor.
yeah, that's basically what I'm saying because Sword of the Stars and basically every other game I've come across allows me to drag it onto my other monitor or have it full screen on this monitor because this one's set as the primary monitor. Yeah, it goes to the secondary for some reason.
They should add that in as an option. Hopefully, they do in a upcoming patch. I can't see them leaving out because let's face it, the options menu in the game right now is very sparse. There's not much to
Yeah.
look at.
There is quite a bit more than just sparse, it's non existent almost.
Yeah, non-existence, kind of way of putting it.
It's basically just, yes, what resolution do you want?
Yeah,
So,
that's pretty much it. What resolution and full screen or not full screen?
yeah, then it's like, so you're not even going to let me customize the volume, for example?
There should also
No.
be. I may have missed this. It may be there, but there should be some kind of key lookup. It took me for the longest time to figure out that the reason my ships were displaying their grids while flying around was the tab key.
I've got to be honest, I've never seen that.
Well, what happened is I kept shift tabbing to talk to other people in Steam, so it would turn on the
Oops.
tab view, the grid view of the
Yes,
ships
just
when
sitting
they're
there
just
like,
flying
oops.
around the planets. And it would also show all the weapon arcs. It's like, dear God, this is annoying. So
That might
what?
actually be useful, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Well, if it only showed the weapon arcs, it probably wouldn't be that annoying. But also showed the interior of the ship. And
Hmm.
early on, when you research stuff like the space station,
Mm-hmm.
it takes forever to build one of those from the ground up.
Yeah, I just kind of gave up. It was kind of like, oh god, what square am I missing here?
It's like
Fuck.
here we have this potentially powerful weapons platform,
But it
and you
takes
don't want
like
to
half an
bother
hour to
because it
build.
has like 500 squares in the grid.
Yeah, and you just kind of go, you know what, kind of give up with this, then just go shipyard. Yeah, fine, it works with production. There.
And
Have it.
since the research takes so long, it takes a while to get the actual products to, oh yeah, here's a larger power core, here are larger guns, and here are basically stuff that takes up more squares.
Hmm.
And what the problem comes down to is you have the base level stuff, which takes forever to research, and then you have the higher level stuff that takes even longer to research.
Yeah, I've noticed that I've not expanded fast enough, and the AI keeps running out of money because my allies keep. This is another thing that bugs me, but I'll get to that afterwards. Um, the what's the bug people? The Orlos or something like that. You know, the kind of robotic bugs. Anyway,
I don't think
I
I've run into them
was.
yet.
All right, okay. Well, I was in combat with them. Right, they're kind of cybernetic bugs, and they were just basically sweeping across the galaxy like some kind of plague, in effect. and just taking everything because we're like, you know what? Everyone else is just pansies here. We're just gonna storm it. Fuck it. Right, and then takes everything, just sweeping across, and you're just sitting there like, what? What were they wrong?
Who knows?
And then you find out that they've got all this massive technology, massive ship hulls like cruisers and that, and I'm on frigates, and I'm like, yeah. But I did manage to discover an ancient alien weapon that was an EMP, so yeah, that kind of leveled the tide because what happened is I just disabled them and took them out slowly, with like 50 frigates surrounding them.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, in effect, it was just a very slow, painful death.
Well, at least it wasn't 1,000 paper cuts.
Well, paper cuts through metal.
I have a problem with if you choose a base race, for example, if you choose humans, you'll get the entirety of the solar system of Sol. You know, Mars, Venus, Earth, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, except Pluto. You don't get Pluto.
Yeah,
But if you customize the race in any way,
that's because Pluto's apparently not a thingy.
well, you can at least you should at least colonize it. That's my
Yeah, it's a
opinion.
little rock. It's a little tiny rock. You might as well be able to grab it because it's a planetoid. I don't care what NASA says. It's still a planet. Come on.
Yeah, it's still a planet.
You can't go, oh yeah, this was a planet, but it's too fucking small. Fuck that shit. Then wanders off.
Yeah, I agree with you there. But Mars is the closest colonizable planet that can actually have support anyone. Only problem is, in order to do it, you need biospheres. And Mars
Yeah.
also can't produce food unless you build the special building that allows it to produce food. But that only
Yeah, the
increases its food
aeroponics.
count by 1. So what you end up having to do is you keep shipping food freighter after food freighter to this planet
From Earth.
from Earth. Anyway, back to the original topic, is if you customize the race in any way, you are usually given, here is a solar system with the star, the planet you inhabit, and then this rinky-dink little other planet that you may or may not want, or you may or may not be able to inhabit.
Gotta be honest, I've not done another race yet. I've just been sticking with the humans, so I've not come into that yet.
Well, what I've also noticed is, well, this happened to me in my game, so I shouldn't say noticed it, but I kept having a anomaly, a galaxy-wide anomaly, which I find the idea cool. It's like, oh, it changes the entire thing. It, reminds me of Master of Orion.
I think I know what you're talking about here.
But what it kept doing is I kept getting hyperspace fluxes, which prevent you from moving through hyperspace. And
Ooh, yeah.
they lasted for so long, I almost lost my entire population of Mars because I had a food freighter taking its sweet frickin' time. And apparently its conventional drives are equivalent to that of crap.
Yeah. I think it's a bit too reliant on having them have super, what's it called, hyperdrives and stuff like that. I mean, star drive, what am I talking about? Warp drives, it just feels a little too reliant. You'd think if you have warp drive that you'd be able to have at least sublight drives that were halfway decent.
Apparently they've changed it in the patch. I haven't played since the latest patch, so it may or may not be different.
Another thing that I've noticed is when you're trying to actually command fleets and tell them to go somewhere, they'll fuck off in the other direction chasing one sole worker, and you're like,
Yeah, it's kind of hard
one's
to.
form up here,
It's kind
so
of hard.
then we can charge in as one.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of hard
Because
to focus fire.
Yeah, I've also built my frigates at the time, so they would kind of stutter warp in effect, but my fighters would be able to continuously warp. Basically, so I had this kind of quick response with the fighters. They would tie them up, then have the frigates jump in with really heavy shields that were basically impregnable, and ion cannons that would disable them.
Right.
So my kind of idea was to jump in, kind of tie them up, get them to sit there fighting fighters, because it's like, it's just wee puny little fighters, we'll get them easily. Frigates come in and it's like, oh crap. But when I tried to form them on the edge of an enemy solar system, it was just like, they were flying away, just trying to catch enemies, and it's like, I told you to stay in this little line here.
It seems like there's a bit of unbalancing, but once again, beta is beta.
Yeah, or beta.
And they on their website they say they are planning to put in multiplayer, and currently there is not. So hopefully that'll be a feature added in a more recent patch.
Yeah, I kind of see it being hard though, if you know what I mean. Because if it takes so long to build a ship, how are they going to get multiplayer in? Unless you're meant to pre-build the ships.
Well, in that case, it really sucks. Like sometimes in endless space, you need to develop special ships to fight players because
Yes, but
AIs aren't that intelligent.
that has the advantage of being a turn-based strategy. This is a kind of turn-based mixed with real-time, and it's more real-time than actually turn-based. The only turn-based element is the fact that your money doesn't come in a constant stream. It's every 5 seconds.
Yeah, what they should do is they shouldn't label it as, if they're going to label it as real-time strategy, they need to change it to minutes or hours, even if it's just a different way of saying turns, because right now everything is declared as a turn.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, this will take you 300 turns to research. It's like, and that is how long?
300 times 5 seconds. Do that in your head.
Well,
You know what I mean?
can.
It's just kind of sitting there going, yeah, well, obviously you can. It's 15,000 roughly.
1,500.
Is it? Okay. Shh. 15,000.
Yeah.
But,
Watch, we're
yeah,
going to
the
get a
slight-
comment saying, you guys both suck at math. It's clearly 15 million or something like that.
Then it's like, you really suck at maths if you think it's 15 million.
Well,
Also, what type of million? Is it thousand, or is it thingy? Why am I saying that? No, I'm thinking a billion. Never mind, ignore me.
I honestly don't know where you're going with that.
I was thinking billion, not million.
Well,
Derp.
we're probably going to get comments on that, on math.
Yeah, I was sitting there like 3 years later. Yes, we get it already. But the thing that really got me was while I was allied with Kilrathi, I wasn't actually totally allied with him. If I remember right, it was a trade pact.
Right.
Right? They kept spying on me and kept stealing money from me. So I went, you know what? I'm going to send my level 5 spy on you. Try to steal some money from them. They had no money to steal. Then it's like, hey, stealing is dishonorable. You shouldn't steal.
You shouldn't steal from us. We've been stealing from you this entire time, but that's different.
What the fuck? You've, like, sent continuous people the last 10 turns. There's been a person there, it feels. Yeah, the one spy I send is like, please don't hurt us.
I think we can both, though, agree that right now the biggest flaw of the game is the lack of any form of tutorial. I know it's early beta, so we're meant to be testing for bugs, and he's mainly creating the game and not really caring about the tutorial. But even for beta, there's not really much, to do this, do that, do that. It's just, we're going to throw you straight in and hope you can figure things out.
Yeah, at first I was starting to watch the videos. I've got to be honest, this is more a fault on my part. I started to watch the very few videos there were. There was like 3 videos, and it was to start the game, to actually get into the game, and what you do at the very start. And it's like, after that, fuck it.
Yeah, there wasn't actually many...
Fell asleep after that.
There wasn't many in-game, this is how we recommend you build ships, and you build subspace highways this way.
Yeah, there was none of that.
It was
I
pretty
actually didn't know about that at all until you mentioned it.
Yeah, the videos pretty much were, here's the main menu, here's how you start a game. And then you have a bunch of text tutorials.
Which for me, for a dyslexic person, is not very good. But what were you going to say?
I want to do a series of videos for being a tutorial for this game. I don't know how they would be received, though. And since it is beta, it is early. The game's more like it's in an alpha stage, because the base of the game is there, but there's not much content to consider it a beta, in my opinion. The game has great
Yeah.
potential, but
Right now, it's kind of you can't really call it a beta.
I'm
It's
gonna
just
like half beta, maybe alpha,
mm, a balfa.
balpha. Yeah, that sounds right.
Balfa. There we go. There's a word for it.
Or
Balfa.
alpheta,
Alfita.
alpheta. Sounds like a
Alfitas.
dessert, doesn't it? No, not a
Alfita.
dessert. It sounds like a pasta.
Well, the Alfita.
Alpheta.
Alfita. The
Al-
people.
Alpheta the people.
Yeah, Alfita. The people. No.
I think though once the game gets more features and further along in development, then I'll do a tutorial series on it. More
Mhm.
like, short 5 minute public service announcement type things.
Yeah, I'd like to do a tutorial on it, but I'm kind of wary because it is very start of it. If you know what I mean, it's pretty much just the start of the beta. Sorry, I keep stuttering because I'm like beta. Is it beta or is it beta?
Either
Yeah,
is correct.
yeah. Just looking at it, in my opinion, is beta, but whatever.
Technically, either is correct. You have the Queen's English and then you have the American English, so either is correct.
Yeah, I keep thinking of beta blockers and stuff like that.
Beta, beta, same thing.
Well, yeah, but where was I going with that? Yeah, I'm kind of wary to do the tutorial on it because it is very early days for the actual game, so it's kind of like, is there much point in doing a tutorial on it because it probably will change over time?
In my opinion, the game needs a good series of tutorials in order to bring people in. But if you show
Hmm.
tutorials of early game development like it is now, you may end up pushing more people away.
Yeah, because it could kind of look too unpolished and too irksome.
And
Because I
even,
was looking a while back at something called, I think it's Armada
right,
in 2145 or something silly like that. One minute, I'll have a look. Um, but yeah, I kind of was looking at that, and it was on a hexagon, and it was a turn-based strategy, but it just kind of looked really irksome. And then I went, don't know.
well, if we made a tutorial, our intentions may be honorable, and we could say all over the board, this is beta, this is not the final product. We'll get the
Hmm.
people who will understand and go, okay, yeah, I'll support this, I'll play the beta, thank you for tutorials. And then you'll get the people
Hmm.
who are like, oh, it's in beta on Steam, so it should be more polished than this, I'm not going to give them any money. And we may end up hurting their sales more.
Well, yeah, but they do openly advertise that it is beta.
The
I
only
mean,
problem
because
is most people, you can say beta is beta all day long, and there are some people who do not get the idea that beta is meant for testing. Beta is not a finished product. The beta is not a demo.
yeah,
And
but they have basically opened up and actually said outright, right, this is not actually the final game.
but people still will see that they can play it, and they will assume.
Well, yeah,
And assuming is bad, especially when it comes to
yes,
game development.
it is kind of impatience of people though. It's kind of irksome. So of all the small companies are like, right, we're gonna try and get this out. No, you're not. Without it, because without actually putting open betas out, then you have like companies just saying, right, you need testers, and it's kind of impossible for smaller people to have testers like that to that kind of degree. You'll end up having. There was, I can't remember who exactly it was, but there was this guy who made an actual Starship simulator, like proper hardcore Starship, where you actually had to clean the toilets and stuff.
That
I mean,
sounds pretty
is
interesting.
yeah, it's that hardcore. But the problem is, it only really works in his computer,
Huh.
and all his games only really work on his computer because he's not diverse enough and to program for other computers. But that's more of a fault on his part. Coding's apparently very situational.
Right. Now, I should point out before we go anywhere that Star Drive is an indie game and it is developed by Zero Sum Games and published by Iceberg Interactive, which are the same people who did publish Endless Space.
Hmm. And another one. I'm trying to remember. There was another game they published that I've got, which will come to me later.
They have Armada 2526, Gemini
Yeah,
Wars, Starpoint Gemini, Darkfall, games like that.
I think I've got Starpoint Gemini.
Well, they're not as crazy as Paradox in their publishing, but they do publish some pretty interesting new games, and I will not fault
Mhm.
them for that.
It's not necessarily a bad thing to take risks. It can lead them into slightly unfavourable territory in the way that they lose quite a lot of money, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. They seem to take calculated risks.
Yeah, I am going to go ahead and, despite what I've seen, despite my complaints of the current product, I'm going to go ahead and recommend Star Drive to people to pick up. You can pre-order it right now for 17% off on Steam, making it $24.99 US dollars.
For the UK, that is £20.99, so £21.
If you pre-order it, you automatically get access to the beta. And apparently the game comes out on April 19th, so in 1 month and 5 days.
All right, so we've still got quite a bit to go with it.
Now, we still have quite a bit to go with it. A bit of go, wow. We still have a bit to go
Grammar
with
be
it.
good. Grammar be good.
It has the potential. Let's just hope it executes well.
Yeah, we just have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah. Best part is definitely the art, though.
Yeah, if you like what you see on it, like the screenshots and the actual trailer, I'm just having a re-look over the trailer. It is quite demonstrative of what it is. If you know what I mean, it does show you quite a bit of what the gameplay is like and how
Yeah.
it actually plays when it actually gets to the gameplay elements, but you can kind of tell what's gameplay from what's actually... What's it called?
Pre-rendered video.
Yes, that's the word. CGI. Oh, acronym. But I wish there was a way of getting the music from it.
Oh,
Though there
as
is
do
not
I.
much music. There is not much music from it, though, to be honest. It's very scarce music, but it's mostly for ambience to kind of tell you more about the races without words.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and tie this up. Star Drive. What do you say about it? Try it, buy it, what?
I suggest you recommend it. If you like 3X, 4X games, yeah.
It's different for a 4X game, I will get that. So you're saying buy it.
Yeah, I'm saying go for it.
I'll say
Have a
buy it
have a
as
look
well.
have a look in videos on the internet first. If you like the looks of it and you like the idea of it, yeah, sure. I mean, because it is kind of somewhere middly. I personally love it quite a bit.
Oh, are there any other games you want to recommend for our fine listeners?
Sword of the Stars 2, the pit. Sword of the Stars, the pit. No.
Alright, if you like Sword of the Stars The Pit, or I should say, if you like a roguelike like Dungeons of Dreadmore, what some people have classified as Babby's first roguelike, let's face it, that game is hard. It's a lot nicer for people, though, who have just gotten into roguelikes as opposed to the ASCII type stuff like Rogue, hence where the name comes
Yes.
from. But
I get
if you like
really
Dungeons of
bogged down with
Dreadmore, pick up The
Sorry.
Pit.
I just keep getting buried underneath that ASCII. I'm like,
And I
so
played
much
Dwarf
ASCII.
Fortress.
Oh dear. Oh, the ASCII. The ASCII. I'm gonna have
Currently on
nightmares now.
Steam, The Pit is $9.99 US dollars. So
And
$9.99.
and over here, if 1 minute. Arrgh.
I didn't prepare them for this. I'm sorry.
No, you kind of jumped it on me, and I'm like, ah. Urgh. And over here it's $6.99, so we get screwed again. 1 minute, let's see what that is and thing me. What did you say it was over there?
$9.99.
$9.99. Well, we don't get done in that badly. For you, what ours is, it is not 4,996, it's 99. $10 and 54 cents.
So I saved a whole 54 cents.
Yeah, well, 55, but who's counting?
Alright, so do you grab Sword of the Stars The Pit?
Yes, personally.
And currently avoid SimCity unless you do what I did
Like,
and
you're right.
buy it to get a free game. If you buy it before the 18th, you get a free game from EA. So, yay. Don't know much what free game, and we don't know if we get to choose. We just know, hey, free game. For all we know, they're going to throw The Sims 3 at us, go, yeah, it's a free game. And we're going to be like, ah. Because let's face
We
it,
see what you did there.
who doesn't own The Sims 3 by now?
Me.
Oh, or they'll throw SimCity 4 at us.
Uh,
SimCity 4, now with online mode.
I don't have that either.
Ah.
I've never been into any of the Sims this thing, to be honest. But SimCity, the new version, the reboot, does look quite nice, personally.
It does look nice. I don't think it was ready for release.
I don't think they should have tried to milk it in the way of, hey, look, we got DRM all over it, yay! Because last thing that did that had 343, I think it is. Error 343?
Error 37, and that was Diablo 3.
Yeah. Diablo 3. Yeah. The last game that had completely online DRM fell flat in its face, let's just say.
Which is funny, the PS3 and PS4 versions they're coming out with have offline mode.
Ta-da! So they could have done it offline.
Yeah, the real money auction house is what killed Diablo 3 for me. I saw, oh, real world auction house. I'm not going to even bother buying this game.
What killed it for me is because I didn't know anything about Diablo. And just the general fact that anything that has to be continuously online deserves to burn in a fiery pit.
Fiery pit? As
Of
in
death.
the pit?
The pit! See? Sword of the Stars, the pit. Haha.
Yes, he went there, and I helped him.
Yes, because I didn't notice it to start with. Although I'm staring at Sword of the Stars, the pit.
Well,
Which
in
I'm now tempted to play.
other news, Kerbal Space Program .19 is out.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay,
It came
downloading.
out as of a minute ago. It literally just came out a minute ago.
Wow. I guess I'll have a look at that.
Kerbal Space Program, pick it up. It is the best rocket ship explosion simulator ever.
Rocket Ship Explosion Simulator, that's a new one.
Also in other indie news, surprise, surprise, Terraria is getting an update for the PC. Right now, Red has just been teasing us with, 100 plus items. He has not given us much past that. We just know there is a PC update inbound for Terraria. Terraria. Whatever you want to call it.
Ah, crap, the music is loud. Sorry. Kind of started Kerbal Space Program and then got deafened by it, like...
Yeah, you may have to download it from the store page from what I'm seeing in order to actually play it. And I'm going to grab it now before it becomes flooded and I can't grab it for the next week.
Yeah, two.
They've added re-entry effects from what I know, and, well, you can now burn up on in the atmosphere.
Yay, so there's another way to die.
Quite. I'm
Oh,
downloading
let's
it
be
now.
honest here.
While it's still 9 minutes left to download, as opposed to 3 hours left to download.
Yeah, or weeks.
And when my internet finally decides, we can download at this speed, so you're downloading at this speed. Because 417 megs should not take 10 minutes. There we go, 6 minutes, that's better.
Wow.
I know, I'm complaining about minutes now. I've been spoiled.
I'm at 4.5.
All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap up Generi-Cast here. Space Monkey, why don't you tell
Yo,
the
yo,
fine people?
Genericast. Hmm?
Why don't you tell the viewers what you've been what's gonna come out on your channel?
Um, Probably now Kerbal Space Program to have a look over it. But basically Kerbal Space Program, Sword of the Stars, The Pit, in conjunction with Sword of the Stars 2 and X3 Albion Prelude, which is actually going on quite well right now. Though I'm kind of running into trouble with the split. They hate me so badly.
Oh, where can they find you?
Where can they find me? Over at youtube.com/SpaceMonkey9288, I guess. Just type in SpaceMonkey9288 and you'll find me probably at the top if you search it to channels.
Well,
As I verify that now.
my name is Operion, and you can find me at twitter.com/Operion. I do not have a Facebook, and you can also find me on YouTube at youtube.com/GalusIce, GALUSICE. I want to change
Or
that,
you can
but let's take it. Or you can follow the annotation on screen right now, since this will be uploaded to the Genericast channel.
just go to Operion. Type in Operion.
Oh yeah, you can use the search
OPIRIAN.
box and get to me as well.
Yeah, it's the easiest way, let's be honest.
Well, follow me on Twitter. I do put out random... No, I don't say random. Every time I upload a video, it will be put up on Twitter. Say, hey, I uploaded a video. And just random content. Maybe. I'm going to be recording...
I don't have to.
I'm going to be recording for this weekend. X3, I'll be on Prelude myself. You guys get to see new ships.
Woo!
Yep, I get whole new Plico and a Kestrel, so you guys get to have fun looking at those. I'm also going to be doing XCOM Enemy Unknown with our sniper, Space Monkey 9288, Zen Dragneel, and myself, the newly cloned Operion.
Who's also a sniper. Lock and load.
Who's also a sniper. I'm only a snapshot sniper. And also, throughout the week, Tuesday, another Tuesday.
I know you're a COD sniper.
Oh God, no,
You're a
I'm not
COD sniper?
no,
Oh no.
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 Tuesday, as usual, 2 random games for Tuesday. Go figure. Then we have Warlock Wednesday with the Drummers destroying everything I know and love in the undead world. No videos for Thursday, and another Awesome Nuts Friday before we start the week over. So look forward to those videos, guys.
What's Monday?
Monday? Well, it was going to be Message Monday, but no one sends me any messages. So right now, that's just I'm taking a break on Mondays and Thursday.
Just kind of sitting there relaxing like, yeah, no messages yet.
I'm lazy. I haven't even put out a video telling people, hey, send me messages and they'll appear on Message Monday. No, I haven't done that.
You're just kind of sitting there looking at your watch like, yep, still nothing come in.
Anyone you want to plug or any plugs you want to give?
Well, you're here already, so personally I'd suggest you have a look at Halloween 4545, Get Daved, the Drago Claw, and Y Caliber. That's basically 4, but that's on my channel. The links are on my channel, but you can also use the search box quite easily. I'm sure you've got fingers other than your left and right,
No,
clicky mouse button fingers.
As for me, since you've already recommended people I would have recommended, and you're here, I'm just going to go ahead and recommend Peabut Nutter Ninja. He has a great...
Oh yeah, I've not looked at him yet. I should have a look at him.
He has a great XCOM playthrough, as well as Smite coverage for every new god that comes out, as well as some gameplay. So feel free to check him out.
Maybe I will.
And if you guys want music to listen to, I'm going to go ahead and recommend for this week Parav Stellar in Chambermaid Swing off the album Daylight.
Parav Stellar.
Parav Stellar. It's electro swing, so it may not be out for everyone, but
Okay, if we're going to go with swing then. Okay, if we're going to go with swing, I'd suggest Diablo Swing Orchestra. Yeah, see? Swing.
Annotations on screen for example songs right now for both of them.
Yeah, I'll have to find one of those example songs then, so, yeah.
All
More
right,
listening to music.
All right, everyone. This has been Genericast. I've been Operion,
And I've been Space Monkey 9288.
and we hope to see you next time. Bye.
Bye! Sorry, I didn't know I was meant to say bye.
Don't worry about it.